Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistike Nama Sankirtanam Jasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranam Dukha Savanam Tam Namami Sri Hari Param. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 14, Sloka number 15. Tache jalastham tava sajjagat vapuhu. Tache jalastham tava sajjagat vapuhu. Kim me na drushtam bhagavam stadaiva. Kim vasu drushtam hrudi me tadaiva. Kim no sapadi eva punar vedarshi. Tache jalastham tava sajjagad vapuhu. Kim me na drushtam bhagavam stadaiva. Kim vasu drushtam hrudi me tadaiva. Kim no sapadi eva punar vedarshi. Tache jalastham tava sajjagad vapuhu. Kim me na drushtam bhagavam stadaiva. Kim vasu drushtam hrudi me tadaiva. Kim no sapadi punar vedarshi. Any devotee would like to recite? Hare Krishna? Yes, please. Dhanavad. Any other devotee? Yes, please. Any other devotee? Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Synonyms. Thought that, Chet, if Jalastham, situated upon the water, Tava, your, Sat, real, Jagat, sheltering the entire universe, Vapuhu, the transcendental body, Kim, why, may by me, Nadrushtam was not seen, Bhagavan, O Supreme Lord, Tada eva, at that very time, Kim, why, Ba, or Sudrushtam, perfectly seen, Rudi, within the heart, me, by me, Tada, Tada eva, just then, Kim, why, no, not you, on the other hand, Sapati, suddenly, eva, indeed, Punaha, again, whether she was in translation. My dear Lord, if your transcendental body, which shelters the entire universe, is actually lying upon the water, Then why were you not seen by me when I searched for you? And why, though I could not envision you properly within my heart, did you then suddenly reveal yourself? Purport. Lord Brahma here refers to his experience at the dawn of cosmic creation. As described in the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Brahma took birth on the seat of a giant lotus whose stem emanated from the navel of Narayana. Brahma was bewildered as to his whereabouts, functions, and identity, and therefore he tried to trace out the source of the lotus stem. Searching for clear information, unable to find the personality of Godhead, he returned to his seat and engaged in severe austerities, having been ordered to do so by the transcendental voice of the Lord, who could be heard but not seen. After long meditation, Brahma saw the Lord but then again lost sight of him. Thus, Brahma concludes that the transcendental body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not material but rather an eternal spiritual form endowed with inconceivable mystic potencies. In other words, Lord Brahma should not have challenged the personality of Godhead, the Lord of all mystic power. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So here Brahmaji, after realizing that his doubt on Supreme Personality of Godhead's childhood pastimes was because of his inability to comprehend the illusory potency of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Influenced by the Yogamaya Sakti, Lord Brahma tried to test, but after realizing that he, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is performing the pastimes over the complete 1 year of the time when he has stolen all the cows, cowherd boys, then he repented and offered his prayers to attract the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who was willing to completely surrender and perform first class devotional service being a first class devotee. So, this is essential that in this material world, we all are bewildered in the primary cause of enjoying the material world by independently lording over it until we develop the real humility and devotion to our supreme creator, until we understand the purpose of our very existence is to devote ourselves, and that in return which we are selfishly searching for our own pleasure can be at once achieved when we try to give pleasure to Krishna through the process of devotion and utmost humility. Humility is essential in cultivating devotions. Without humility, devotion cannot reach to the level of satisfactions that pleases Krishna. So the limit of material entanglement, material perceptions, and material subjects bewilders the living entity. Here, the essence is that Brahma, when God first created by the lotus that is sprouted from the navel of Lord Narayana. Here, the word Narayana is significant here. Nara means Nira. From Nira, what is come out is called Nara. Narayana. So the word Narayana refers here that the water comes from Narayana, from Lord who is known as Narayana. All this cosmic water has come out from Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana. And from water, the lotus leaf comes. That is significant here. The lotus leaf, which holds all these 14 planetary systems. And on the top is the lotus leaf, which is called Satyaloka, on which Lord Brahma resides. When he first created, this lotus leaf is so huge, big, huge looking. He's a single person just now created, and he's looking where? How come I come to this existence? What should I do? So this is a mandatory inquiry. Just like everyone else, when take birth, they have parents, they have relatives, so many people surroundings. So babies inquiries. Babies also human baby inquiries a lot of things. The first inquiry is where is my food? So see, he or she look for the mother's milk. Where is food? Where is protection or the shelter? So gradually the inquiry increases. The first inquiry is that where is my food? Ahara, nidra, vaya, the protections. Nidra, the sleeps. These are the basic inquiries for all the children starting from the baby. And gradually when he or she grows, he also looks for Maithuna. These are the basic mandatory inquiries. But these are the inquiries to just maintain the body. Labho jiveta javata. But not for the ultimate purpose. The labho is the ultimate purpose. Why I have been chosen to be here as a human being, or similarly Brahma inquired, why I have been chosen to be here. So you were searching on the top of the lotus leaf in the Satyaloka. Didn't find anything. Then go further down to up to Pataloka. Didn't find anything. Entire lotus leaf and lotus petal. He searched everywhere. Didn't find anything. But he got the sound from the water, tapaha, tapaha, tapaha. From that, he understood that he got the indications to do tapasya. So he did meditations for a long and long time. After doing meditation, he could see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then Lord again disappeared. So the cosmic affair, the purpose of his existence, the cosmic creations, all are given to Brahmaji through the heart. So this is Brahmaji trying to explain that. Why he could not perceive the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Even though he is a transcendental body, Lord Narayana, rest on the cosmic waters from where Lord Brahma himself came. Why could not he perceive the source? Why was the Lord absent in the form of meditations? Why the long period Brahmaji have to meditate, but suddenly he revealed himself after a long time meditations. So all this thing Brahma is now thinking that why all these things has happened to me. What is the meaning of such things? Is that supreme personality of Godhead is not perceivable through the gross or the subtle senses. One cannot perceive through the material eyes or the material senses such as sound, touch, taste, or smell, or visual sights. Not through the even the subtle senses like mind or intelligence or by false ego, but by true identifications of surrender that mama eva ansa, mama eva ansha, jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatana. So that process is explained by Lord Brahmaji here. That I could now understand that why I could not see you in the beginning. Why even after long meditations I could not see you. But you revealed me and yet you again disappeared. Then again you revealed everything. What am I supposed to do? Being situated within the heart. Lord, being Paramatma, situated in everybody's heart. Same inquiry we all should make. That Lord Brahma, who has come from the lotus sprouting from Lord's navel, even could be bewildered about his identity, purpose, his surroundings. But how he could reserve that is that when the first step he has taken is that he searched. He tried to put every possibility to trace out the lotus stem to find his source. That is the scientific inquiry. That to find out the source that every scientific mind should inquire about the source of his existence. Yes, it is possible that through scientific inquiries we'll be very confused about our identity or the cause of this universe. But however, when this scientific inquiries is empowered by the spirituality, the synthesis of spirituality and blended by the synthesis of science and spirituality, guided by the expert or the pure devotee who has really experienced this synthesis of science and spirituality to understand the real meaning and the real purpose of the existence. Through that search and the austerity with utmost humility by giving up our false pride, arrogance, and our thought that we can comprehend everything with this little brain, we have to develop intellectual humility and definitely to be austere. Austere by following a regulated behavior, regulated habit is essential to encounter the divine principles through the process of deep meditations into the science, spirituality, and the interactions of them, by which we can cover up the lost sight in this spiritual purview due to the material envisionment or the material perceptions. So that process is called the science of self-realization. The Lord's eternal form, which is spiritual, is inconceivable through our only material, empirical, or scientific endeavor. We need to be endowed with the synthesis and the supervision of the expert devotees called sadhus or gurus. Yes, we need the scientific inquiries. So, sadhus, whenever the possibilities are there, should also include the scientific inquiries in his study, and the scientist also need to guide it by expert sadhu. And that's why Bhakti Vedanta Institute facilitated that our journey to find out our original source, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the purpose is to devote ourselves by giving up our intellectual pride and convert them to intellectual humility through the process of devotion and surrender. By that process, we can actually become conscious. The science of Krishna consciousness is essential. Otherwise, the consciousness that give us the limited opportunity when these expert sadhus they try to understand the basic truth of this universe and its purpose. That cannot happen by our external consciousness. So, at our active consciousness, what we can understand or perceive this world is very, very limited. You may study this in detail in scientific inquiries. There is a theorem by uh, Libet, Libet experiments, proof of subconsciousness or decision making. That it said that brain activity for a decision begins milliseconds before you consciously decide anything. Means our decisions are not always started as a conscious decisions. It says that milliseconds before you consciously decide anything. Our awareness comes after the decision is already made. So the subconsciousness played 95% role in decision making. The conscious mind may further explains the subconsciousness decisions that has been taken afterward. That is why we feel like we are making the decisions, and we are whatever the neural activities happening in the brains, the movement of the signals from one region to other, and then gradually to central nervous systems to activate the actions through motors, neurons, etc., is said to be all external. So that is called, you may say, conscious flows of the decision making by the subconscious mind. What is the subconscious mind here is that is the acquired consciousness of the millions of the birth, that we have the consciousness, we have the activities that is preserved in our mind, in our intelligence, and in our identity. This mind, intelligence, and identity together gives rise to subconscious state. So you most of the time think that your income, your health, your confidence, your relationship with the people, your fears, your emotional patterns, all these are your conscious decisions, but not. They are all your subconsciousness decisions, which is, you may say, as the software which is which is available in the mind, intelligence, and the identity that you have chosen. And with that, gradually, when this life repeats your things, you can see certain things are getting repeated, even though your consciousness do not desire that or do not agree to that. You may sometimes see that same struggles are repeating in your life, same money problem, same fear problem, same emotional reactions, same health problems are recurring to you. Do you think that your conscious decisions are creating this? In actual, the subconsciousness that keep replaying your old programming, which creating the same life outcomes or circumstance again and again. So that you may sometimes say that your fate or your karma, past karma, all these are in the form of subconsciousness, activating your consciousness that you may visualize through the activations of the nervous systems or the brains. So it is essential that we, being a medicant or being a austere person, should inquire this absolute truth. Can this be controlled? Can this be changed? You may very easily change your conscious mind, but because the subconscious mind is not changed, that consciousness, what you are trying to change yourself, is not reflecting for a longer duration. You very easily forget that. But im- what is like programmed to your subconscious mind, if you are able to reprogram your subconscious mind, then that could reflect in your conscious state as well. Conscious state means your active state. Mostly you can understand that when you are at the deep sleep, it is purely subconscious state. At active state, you have conscious decision as well as subconscious decisions both works. However, in active state also, your conscious state is only 5%. Still, subconscious state is 95%. But at your sleep state, subconscious state rule 100%. So this is essential that in a scientific way, when the great scientist and saint like Sri Sipat practice this Krishna consciousness and teaches us, then from such expert sadhus who are scientists and saints can change the life events very easily, can change our life when we try to understand this process of what is subconscious mind through the science and spirituality inquiries. What creates this reality, how it works, how it can be scientifically reprogrammed, what is the role of science and spirituality, how and why this deep, long form of contentness is necessary in us to maintain ourselves into this human form of life in order to achieve the ultimate purpose of getting happiness. So our conscious mind sometimes helps in logical thinking, planning, decision makings, analysis, creating willpower, but we cannot sustain until this is supported in the subconscious mind level, which has the 95% empowerment. So our logical thinking, planning, decision making, analysis, willpowers, all will be 5%, and so it can be very easily forgotten. You may resolve today that you will do this, that, and so many things you may resolve today. But he can immediately forget tomorrow or even latter part of the day. So that is because our decisions or our conscious decisions need to be programmed to our subconscious minds. These definitely need the scientific process that is included from the science of Vedanta and science of modern technologies as well. When both work together under the bona fide representations of scientists and saints, we may be able to do that. We cannot control our heartbeat. We cannot control our digestions. We cannot control our hormones. Can we? But yes, we can. But through a regulated, you cannot at once control your heartbeat. You need the process of anulom, bilom, all these pranayam, various pranayamas, whatever, can control the heartbeats. But you cannot control it at once until it enters to the subconscious mind. Similarly, digestions, the secretions of the hormones, your emotional reactions. You may, through knowledge, sometimes express your emotional feelings for your friends, relatives, and others. But until it penetrates to the subconscious level, like your affections for your children, your own brother, and your artificial affections for others will differ. So, this you can say about regulating your habits, holding your own belief, identity, your behaviors, and your influence toward your immunity, development of immunity, so that affect your health. All these can be programmed to the subconscious level, not at conscious level. When at your conscious level, what you learn, that you apply by surrendering to a pure devotee, and gradually your subconscious mind, which is an automatic operating system, can gradually be trained. So machine learning, right? They try to train the machine. Similarly, you need to try to this automatic operating systems of the subconscious mind, which is called consciousness, subconsciousness, which is inbuilt, chitta vritti. Unless your chitta vritti is reprogrammed, then you cannot accept this. Like you cannot accept this spirituality to the depth. Your beliefs and your emotions, whatever you believe, when that is exhibited in your emotions, in your feelings, such as regulated devotional service of offering your homages, such as puja, arati, dandavat pranam, or whatever you gives you give to supreme personality of Godhead, that can change the life blueprint. So this life blueprint is controlling us, and that cannot be so outwardly be changed unless it is practiced well, that how the subconscious state be impacted by our everyday regulated conscious effort. So this is the deeper subjects, that when we take the subjects very seriously, we can understand this in reality. We can take some examples, that how our subconscious states or the patterns shape our reactions. Yes, you can take some examples. Suppose somebody is scratching your car, and if you see the person is weak, you react very strongly. But if you see the person is dangerous, then you remain silent. That happens, right? So it is your subconscious patterns that decide immediately, but your conscious become angry quickly. However, your anger, you have to subdue. You have subdued when you see some dangerous person holding some weapon in his hand, or is a very strong, stout person. Even though your car is crashed by him, you didn't say anything to him. But if you saw a weak person, you started abusing him. So that's how your subconscious state immediately, based on your emotional dealings, immediately reflect that, not through knowledge but to subconscious state. The reflex actions also by subconscious state. Suppose suppose someone enters a room. If their presence feels powerful, then you will feel more happy, more joy. Your body will be like expanding. But if you somebody who is surprising, who has come to create some trouble to you, your body will contract. So this kind of conscious thought that is happening before your conscious thought, that is subconscious thought. Sometimes you buy some expensive phone, but your conscious logic do not agree to that. However, your emotion demands due to emotional thought. My friend has a better phone. I need a better phone. Whatever that emotional feelings, but later on your consciousness also try to help you explain logically. Yes, it is required because he has that or whatever reason. Similarly, bad habits or addictions. You think that you are choosing them consciously, but no, this has all entered into the deeper region of subconsciousness, and it is very difficult to change. So that's why these bad habits, which are actually sometimes, most of the times, are obstacles again in our path of devotional service, and we cannot stop it, even though we consciously desire to stop them, but we cannot stop them unless we program ourselves with regulated devotional service, with expert devotees guidance. We cannot control it. It has to controlled at the subconscious levels. So bad habits or addictions are controlled at subconscious level. So with this, spirituality is essential. Spirituality cannot be artificially performed. Even if performed artificially, will not come at the uh, the uh, real pace or real world. It cannot reflect in you. Artificially, you may show something, but naturally it will not develop. So this process of devotional service needed to be changed from the within. Our behaviors, our activities, our habits, our thoughts, all are affected by these patterns, beliefs, emotional memories, our identity, which are millions or billions of the life old, is stored in our consciousness. To change our life, we must change our inner thoughts, beliefs to the practice of Krishna consciousness. So that is how we should meditate, change ourselves, be ready. Otherwise, this kind of sufferings in material existence, fears, troubles will always make make us troubled. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? Yes, bro. Kajalation, yes. No, no. Um, Lord, who is who is sleeping in the Kajal ocean. I'm sharing screen. You can see. This is the causal ocean. In this causal ocean, Lord Khirodaka Karanodaka Sai Vishnu sleeps. Okay. But here Brahmaji refer Garbhodaka ocean, where Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu is sleeping, and Lord Brahma is referring Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu as Narayan here. So here is the Garbhodaka ocean. It is in every Brahmanda at the bottom portion. So this water is called Garbhodaka water. This water has come from Lord Narayana. So that's why Lord Narayana is the source of all the waters, and he sleeps in that water. Lord Brahmaji came from this lotus, and on this lotus, he was searching how he is created, what is his source. Then he tried to goes down, search everything. Later, the sounds come tapa tapa, so he started meditation. Understood, Prabhuji? So there are many waters. One is Garbhodaka ocean in every Brahmanda. Okay. You can see all these small, small Brahmandas. Every Brahmanda there is Garbhodaka ocean. And there is, yeah, yeah, causal ocean. So this causal ocean water, it is spread all over the entire universe, which is one fourth of the total existence. Total existence. Three-fourth is the spiritual existence, and there is a separation between this one fourth material existence, where Brahmajyoti is a separator. So after Brahmajyoti, immediately the river is called Viraja river. So Viraja river is the tip of causal ocean. Causal ocean is spread entire universe, and on the causal universe, causal ocean, all the universes are floating. Just like if you take a big pot of water and put lots of mustard seed, so they will be floating in that. Similarly, many universes, unlimited universes are floating in the causal ocean. So when Upendra Vamana Deva so Nell tossed this seven layer of the universe, then causal ocean water flown to this and stored in the matted hair of Lord Shiva to control the speed. So that is Mother Ganges. Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Haripad, Prabhuji. Dhanavad, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Chitta Briti. Chitta Briti. The activities of Chitta. Yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanavad, Prabhu. Dhanavad, Pranam. Now, understanding this subconscious level is essential in progress of devotional service. Otherwise, you will be thinking that why I'm not progressing even after doing that. The reason is that. So it has to be in the deeper level. Otherwise, we will be floating in the superficial level. And why it is not happening, why it is delayed, it has to be understood. First, we have to know why, then how, And definitely, how should be facilitated by expert devotees, Guru and Krishna, scripture, Sadhu, Guru, Shastra, even Paramatma. They all assist. First, we have to know the why, then find out the how. Little bit. Everything has a change, but we forget it immediately. That's why. We take lots of results, but you can think that how many results you have taken in your life, how much we could remember. Forgotten many results we have taken. Even though we maintain diaries, whatever we do, make plans, still we forget. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji. Any other questions or comment? Okay, we can conclude for today. जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, गुरु महाराज श्रील श्रीपाद की जय, शिल प्रभुपाद की समवेत समस्त गौर भक्त वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल।